Okay, last hive inspection for this period, again Wednesday, May 21st. This is my one strip hive to inspect. I did do my lamb's hives earlier, but honestly, I only went through them very little. The lamb's hives, you're not really supposed to go through hardcore. You really only go into ECDs and determine if you got to add any space. And I did need to add some space, but these hives, all I'm looking for is to see again, are they growing in a way that next week or something I could probably add a super. And I definitely feel like that's the case. If your smoker won't go out, put your hand over it like that, and it'll go out. I'm not trying to get really hot smoke on them. I'm just trying to smoke them a little bit. So we just had a cool down. That's why last weekend again I wasn't out here. And we're gonna have a warm up for the weekend, and then a cool down again next week, which means if I'm going to catch any swarms, this weekend is going to be my weekend to do it. I will tell you that I have a swarm trap on the front side of my land. I have an empty Land's hive on the front side of my land. And then I have 2 swarm traps on my neighbor's land across the way over our apiary. And the idea there was if his bees swarmed or if those bees swarmed, hopefully they go right into a swarm trap. I had a swarm almost go into my swarm trap that I have at my daughter's house down in downtown Spokane on what's called South Hill. And apparently somebody called a beekeeper and they came and picked up that swarm before they left their bivouac site. So somebody called and said, hey, we have a swarm of bees in our tree or whatever. And some beekeeper went and got it because, man, it was, I'm here to tell you what, it was coming. I have a video of it. I think I even put it on YouTube. These bees were coming into my swarm trap. They were loving it. And they were doing it for about an hour. And then they were gone. And I knew at that time what had happened because they don't do that. They would have come and moved into that hive. They didn't pick another location. We had it baited with Swarm Commander. We had it. It was just, it was so close. And I have another swarm trap down near a running track down here that I had at one point. I had 10, 15 bees checking it out. It looked like maybe it was a candidate, and we never got anything out of it. 12.5 pounds here. And 11, we'll call it 12 pounds even there. And so needless to say, I was really, really sad because I watch on YouTube all day long and Instagram and all this stuff. And I have just been seeing people catching swarms like crazy. Now, most of them aren't using swarm traps. They're just finding them in trees, but still, like crazy. Nope. And I've got another. Oh, this one's got some fresh nectar in it. So these girls are bringing in some nectar. It doesn't seem to be as many bees in this upper box as there has been in my other 2. But they got some fresh nectar, that's for sure. Yeah, see, like this frame didn't have anything. I'm still holding out hopes that I'm going to catch a swarm. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total boxes out. one down on South Hill in Austin, or in Spokane at my daughter's house, one on my land, two on my neighbor's land, and then four set out here around, about a 10-mile loop here that I have. And I can't go check them every day. I know that one has had activity at least. So far on these frames, aside from the nectar and stuff in frame one, I've had nothing. These are pretty empty, which is kind of interesting. But we also have weirder weather just up here, even compared to Spokane. So I'm not 100% surprised. But I'm hoping that here in the next week or two that I'll at least catch one freaking swarm. It would make me feel better about my life anyway. This one here, and again, we just put this box on 10 days ago, already has capped brood in the middle. It's got some larvae out and all capped brood and larvae and some honey stores on this back side. So that's good. Yeah, this one's all the way laid out. She did a good job there. I'm seeing a couple drones. I doubt they're mature yet, but they're drones. So if you don't know, you can grab a drone and kind of pinch it, and its wiener will pop out. And if it's white or pink, I forget which one it is, but I think it's white means it's mature, pink means it's not. This one's all the way laid out. There's cap brood on the bottom, eggs, larvae. She was up here in the last couple days. It's all the way laid out on the backside too. We got some drone cells. Got a queen cup on the bottom, but it's not charged. Pretty docile hive, all things considered, man. This hive is super chill. Go. Oh, mama. And this hive has always been pretty chill. So on this hive, on this frame here, it's 5-6. We got capped brood, eggs, larvae. She's been pretty active up here in this upper box. Oh, there she is right here, right in the center of that frame, moving towards the very top middle right now. She's about to cross the top right now. She's on the top bar. You can see her, she's moving across the top. Right in the middle right now on the top, not on the bar, but just below it. You can see the white dot on her back. And she just laid an egg. So I am going to not disturb her anymore. That's great news. So I saw 2 of my 3 Langstroth queens. And I know she's active up here, so that's great. This one's pretty empty. Oh, I think I see some eggs down in the bottom. This comb is really white and yellow, so it's kind of hard to tell. But backside has a little bit of nectar in it. They still have a little bit of comb to draw out, but this kind of weird. You got some of these that are just super empty. But again, I only put this on last week, and they just had a population explosion. So this last one has a little bit of nectar, some pollen, nothing, maybe a couple cells, nothing major. But looks pretty good. All right, so we know she's up here. We'll push all of these together so we don't risk hurting her. And hopefully she stays right there. Doesn't drop down, but she could. I'll be excited because once these things, they're getting ready to boost up. A lot of that brood is getting ready to hatch. And once it does, we hit that nectar flow, this thing's going to build rather rapidly. I'm really hoping that we get a decent nectar flow here. We have not had a tremendous amount of rain. It's been lackluster at best on the rain department. It's not drought necessarily, but it's pre-drought conditions. But we have a lot of our snowberry bushes are coming up, which is great. I'm getting a lot of smoke out of that. That's enough. This hive's pretty chill. And we've already seen, like I said, quite a bit of chokecherry, which is great. We've seen quite a bit of lilac. That's not such a big resource for them. We had a ton of dandelion, which is a really good source for them early. But that's all starting to go away now. So let's see, frame one here. We've got in the center, we've got some larvae, capped brood, honey. I wouldn't say it's laid out by any means. And on the backside, it's mostly capped honey and nectar, which is, you would expect this will eventually just become a full honey frame. I'd be interested in who everybody follows as far as like YouTube videos and Instagram channels. I've got some really great ones. I don't know if you know Mr. Ed, Jeff, I forget his last name. Frederick Dunn, I follow really religiously. I think he's both, I love his dry sense of humor, and he's a backyard beekeeper. So he's not trying to teach farming methods. He's just teaching it from a kind of the way I like to do it. Like, I'm just doing this for fun. I don't do it for the honey. Now, I don't have 40 some odd hives like he does, but he keeps all different kinds of hives. He has a really cool observation hive that he keeps. And then Dave Burns is somebody else that I follow pretty religiously. He's very educational, and he does a lot of little experiments, and he's doing one right now that I'm really interested in. I'm actually going to go back and watch the video. He tested putting an undrawn super below a drawn super and an undrawn super above a drawn super to see which one does better. I'm really interested in the results of that. This is frame 3, and it is cap brood that is emerging. We got some drone cells on the top, pollen on the corners, honey. On the backside, it's a mixture of cap brood and a lot of pollen, a little bit of nectar. The bees are really chill. It's great to see. It's funny, I got a couple right here on my face, buzzing around me. They're not like aggressive by any means, but they're definitely checking me out. They're interested in what I'm up to. This is all hatched out, and it does not appear that she has been back down here to lay it out. But it's probably 3/4 to 80% of the way hatched out. This one back here looks like it's all hatched out, and then it looks like they backfilled it with mostly pollen, but there is eggs all around. Now, last week I saw something, or last inspection, I saw something I'd never seen before. I had eggs on top of a pollen cell. I wouldn't say this is all the way laid back out, but it definitely has eggs in it. I pinged my mentor to see if he'd ever had that, and he said he hadn't, not that he had seen. I don't remember. I think it was even in this hive, if I'm being honest. I'd have to go back and look. I don't know that I saw anything here, but this is all laid out. It's been laid out, it's hatched and it's all relayed out now again. Same on this side. Eggs, larvae, brood, drones on the bottom. I do have my uncapping fork here. I could poke some of this drone brood and look for varroa mite. But for now, I'm just going to leave them. I'm just more trying to get population up and stuff like that. It's a package, and the guy who we get our packages from, packages are generally clean. Now, I will say I saw a bee just a little bit ago with a clear varroa on its back. So I know I have them, but let's see, this is frame 6, and on this side it is a lot of pollen with a little bit of nectar in between, and there's room on the sides to draw out. So hopefully they'll get on that. This backside, this backside is fairly empty. It's got some pollen and some honey stores, but it is ready for her if she chooses to come down there and lay, which she should. That should be a brood frame. Let's see what we got here. This is wall-to-wall pollen, and I think it has been since I've had this one. This one is honey up top, pollen and nectar on the bottom. Great frame, but if you can see this one, it is wall-to-wall pollen. I mean, it is